Some people want it all: fame, love, glory, clothes. But some people are happy with what they have: family, friends, home, clothes. But I want nothing to do with any of those materialistic things. I want to defeat all of those who hold objects close to them. So I asked myself, can you beat Fallout 4 with literally nothing? So yeah, I forgot to record the intro, but that's okay. You didn't miss much. Here's my special and my character. I didn't think about how accurate his face would be through my playthrough though. The challenge is simple. I cannot use anything in my inventory. No weapons, no clothes, no aid, nothing. The only way I can get my rads down is via the doctor in major cities. As for healing, I can drink from fountains, pools, or sleep. Let's get this show on the road. Codsworth was lonely, so I spoke to him for the cost of XP. I'm a high-class escort now. While he was off killing insects, I was making the most useful item I had in the game. Cods disappointed me when he didn't find my son in the third house he looked in. Now I have to actually play this game. I ignored the dog's red rocket. That's a penis joke. Can I say penis this early in the video? That's a pee-pee joke. The raiders pressed during Pest and showed me the ropes of this challenge and how easy, yet simultaneously hard this will be. I will say, it's satisfying to not care so much about ammo, and instead, rammed the ham fists I have into someone's gob like they're a hungry hippo. I found it funny when I blasted through these mannequins. Preston asked me to sin by wearing some power armor. I ignored his cries for empowerment. Don't worry, I didn't use that minigun. I only picked it up to sell. I actually summoned the Deathclaw to do most of the work for me. The raiders were unsurprisingly weak to Bessie's big meaty claws. She pulled a gamer move when she phased into the wall and threw a man at impressive speeds. Too bad I died, and that's not canon. Mid-fight, I teleported to take a nap. It was now just me, Bessie, and Woody from Toy Story on the balcony. Let me just say, my dukes are nothing compared to my wives. Yes, Bessie is my wife. I stayed inside this store as much as I could. It was hard for her to hit me here, so Preston could get some shots in. I still tried to get cheap shots on her, then she bent me over a desk. I love my wife. She was really good at this whole wall hacking thing. Maybe she really is a gamer after all. The game insulted me by telling me my health was low as I died. I landed many successful punches on my wife with the power of aimbot. She took my arm in retaliation. Eventually, the beast fell. I told Preston to go back to Sanctuary and never spoke to him again, cursing him to be forever hopeful that one day I might talk to him again. I'm off to the city now. You know which one. I got distracted by Buzz Lightyear and the Baby Brigade. I tried to wail on as many old cripples as possible, but Buzzy ended up shooting most of them. Buzz spoke to me once all the geriatrics were dead. I told him I'd help him. Little did he know, I lied, and continued on to Diamond City, only stopping to kill a living punching bag, some raiders who were Aquaboy's biggest fan, and some Shrek cosplayers. In the big city, I got my taint repaired by Sun, and beat a future version of me, that is a paranoid schizophrenic. Finally, I spoke to Ellie and learned of this neat little robot detective. I then started the ArcJet quest with Dance, mostly to knock it out now before I dread doing it later. ArcJet was pretty much what you'd expect, me thrashing metal robots with my fleshy hands and coming out on top despite all the bleeding and bruising I may have inflicted on myself. My favorite part was drinking out of the piss puddle. After killing this turret, I took a seat to relax, not at all by accident. I wasted no time in burning Dance alive. Too bad he survived, huh? I had to let Dance take the lead on the way out, as I was nearly dead and there was no pee puddle to save me now. It's green outside. That means the world is growing. Dance rewarded me by letting me join his club, but his mom has to agree and she's not here yet. I played soccer with a shopping cart on the way to Nick. In Park Street Station, I thought about Beetlejuice as I killed the Triggerman. My favorite part about the new movie is when he says, "It's Beetlejuice time," and then juices his beetle all over the audience. Or maybe that's just a dream I had. The lower level was a bit tougher, as down there were more enemies and bigger areas, which isn't good for my short arms. I had to retreat upstairs for naps on multiple occasions. Inside the vault was no easier. Their 45 caliber rounds were like bullets through my skin like flesh. The second round, I just ran past them to safety. Dino did not survive my neck snapping move. If only he drank more milk, then his bones would have been sturdier. I met Wall-E. The Triggermen on the way out were somehow easier to punch relentlessly. I gave Skinny a nice knuckle sandwich, as well as his goons and his girl, and only almost died in the process of ending his pitiful life. Back in his office, Wall-E talked to me about my son and how he was probably taken by a cereal box. The mayor had no idea that the most lethal hands ever were scratching his balls through his pocket. Iron Man told me about a dog that could help us. This dog looks dumb, and I love him. I wasn't kidding when I called him dumb. He led me into Smokey's distant cousin, Bitey, and boy, his teeth were stronger than my tidy-whities. Despite the mouthful of knives he had, my blunt force trauma eventually left him so brain damaged he couldn't breathe. Finally, Dogmeat took me to Kellogg's house, so that's cool. The synths made quick work of me in the upper parts of the fort. Second time around, I just ran by them all. I hate doing this in videos, it makes it feel like the challenges are less important. That being said, I did fight all the synths in the lower parts of the fort, because I'm a big boy who loves a big metal man pummeling me with pure light. Kellogg was a weak man. I only had to take one nap during the fight with him. He died scared and alone, just as we all do, and I'll make sure of it. Niper happened. I'm seeing Amari now because I have a mild headache that can only be fixed by her loving embrace. Before going to the Sea of Glowing, I got my prostate exam done. I wonder how the doctor was able to put both his hands on my shoulders during it. Disclaimer, the video will now be low quality for a bit. My recording crashed my PC, so I had to manually encode the video to an MP4, and you don't care about any of this. I'm in the Sea of Green now. Might actually be in Ireland. Nothing much happened there. I did kill a cult leader though. There can only be one. I met the one true Virgil. Green Tech Genetics was fun, especially because I couldn't find any way to heal myself in the building, meaning every time you see my health go up, I ran outside the building, traveled to Sanctuary, took a nap, traveled back, and walked back to where I was. It seems easy, because it was, but it was super annoying nonetheless. Anyways, besides that, the gunners in there were tough as nails, the kind of nails I want you to imagine sliding underneath your toenail. I disarmed the cryo mines for once. I never do that for some reason. The gunner with the missile launcher didn't care about danger close or friendly fire, he just wanted me dead, and he got what he wanted, multiple times. I had to use VATS to kill the gunner, and once I fisted him, I couldn't get enough of it. I finally met the Courser. Despite his ability to cloak himself, I still beat him senseless. This must be what it looks like when a boxer has schizophrenia. The robot that never lived in the first place is now dead. I dealt with the railroad in the only diplomatic way I could think of, and then I decoded the Courser chip for myself, because I'm an independent woman who doesn't need no Tinker Tom. I then rode to the Pridwin and told Elder Maxon about the teleporter plans. He said I had to clear Fort Strong first, that island that has a bunch of super mutants and a behemoth. All I can use is Righty and Righty 2. Now, I'm not gonna lie, the Shrek was the hardest to kill, of course. He threw rocks, he hit me with a very large object, and said mean things to me. Plus, my fists do like 1/128th his health. The fight was so hard that Shrek crashed my game halfway through the fight. Luckily, we're back to good quality footage again. Thanks, Shrek. After the crash, the fight seemed easier, probably because I had a strategy now, and Shrek fell like the ogre he is. I went to the doctor for an after-action checkup and went back to the fort. Inside the fort was significantly easier, the hardest part being having to retreat every so often so I don't pass out from bullet. I knew my slaughter was done when I saw Dance. He told me good job, and I told him to suck it. I was finally able to build the teleporter. I'm in the Institute now. I'm speeding in a school zone, so keep up. Speaking of school zones, my son is here, and I told him I would join him, but it's a ruse. I'm here to recruit Lee. She said I need to find out what happened to Virgil, with evidence, to convince her that the Institute is bad. So I went into the Forbidden Bioscience Labs, where I met an Assaultron. I nearly cried when it punched me, and then I remembered, it's a woman. It doesn't have hands. With the power of biology, I killed the Assaultron. I found the FEV labs and got a holotape to convince Lee, as well as the serum for Virgil. I never went back to check on him. I gave Lee the proof, and she was convinced. She's in the Brotherhood's hands now. I also gave Virgil the serum. I wish we could use that serum on Strong. Ingram told me we were working on Bibberty Prime now. I told Lee to work on Prime, or I would hurt her emotionally. On the way to my next mission, I killed this grieving family next to the grave of someone they were burying. The big scary green man with a bomb scared me. He chased me through the building as I was looking for a high-powered magnet. Eventually, I left the building and got a call from a man about a cow. The next time in the building, I braved the elements of super mutants and found the magnet. I built the magnetic actuators, and now I'm in the glowing sea looking for Sentinel Prime. I found the Illuminati and entered. I took a fall and struggled to find my way out to heal myself. Luckily, I managed to get out and see a doctor. I fought off ghouls in Sentinel Prime until I managed to find a child of Adam. I managed to convince him to give up the nukes on my first try, despite my charisma still being 1. I marked the nukes and turned Prime back on, like he does to me. Maxon asked if I knew Dance was a synth. I said no, and now I'm tasked with killing him, despite the pitiful begging of Halen. But I'm a good boy, and I killed the very brother in arms that recruited me. It's time to kill the railroad. again. We are yet again in the realm of bad footage, thanks to some idiot that didn't let his video properly encode. The railroad's forces were severely reduced due to the fact that I killed their leaders earlier. I captured Pam, and Kells was very happy with me. Also, my body is matching my face now. I am now fusing massively. I did the no-no I tried to avoid by ignoring the synths. I knew that I wouldn't be able to heal the entire elevator ride, so I needed my health where it was, inside me. I also tried to avoid skipping enemies because it seems too easy. I'm playing naked, not as a pacifist. When I got to the bottom floor, I ran outside to heal back at Sanctuary. Now, I ran into a problem. I have no clothes. I can't use Radaway, and I can't use Rad-X, but the beryllium agitator. It's in a radiation chamber. I died. I decided I could count myself as naked if I took one singular Rad-X, but I still hadn't used Radaway, and my health was so low that the sentry bot killed me extremely quickly. No, I can't beat this way naked. And I don't have enough time to redo the game as the Minutemen, as the other factions will make me do this quest, but not the Minutemen. Also, the sentry bot is legendary. Sweet. Awesome. I didn't want to do this. Anyways, I spammed stims against the sentry bot and killed him with my fists. I did kill both Assaultron twins and the Protectron Watcher without any stim packs. Ingram finally showed up on the elevator ride out. I hit her in frustration. I gave Liberty Prime the Duracell battery I found, and then I fast traveled to CIT to watch as Prime walked ever so slowly to the Institute. Prime did a Cyclops into the ground. Me and the Brotherhood are invading the Institute, and I'm eating the scientists. I learned I can eat coarser meat. I thought it was weird, then I remembered the McDonald's chicken nuggets I had a minute ago probably had microplastics in them, so it checks out. I also ate my son. Then I strapped an IED to a generator, did a terrorism, and did not beat Fallout 4 while being naked. Thank you all so much for watching. If you liked the video, please leave a like and consider subscribing. It means a lot to me. If you didn't like the video, feel free to leave a dislike, and please tell me what I can do better for the next video. Once again, thank you all, and have a wonderful day.